Hello guys, this is Alex from Alex Tech. Yesterday I turned 30, a day I spent all by myself, and I think this is a good time to reflect. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to think about the last 30 years and if the next 30 years should look the same, or if they should be completely different. So it really got me thinking. Yeah. And I think it's probably the best if I take you on a journey of my last 30 years. And why am I doing this, by the way? So to help people that are in the same spot to understand that you are not alone. And for outside persons, it might be interesting as well to watch. So I'm German. And I just went to a pretty normal school in the countryside of Germany. And I was always good at mathematics and physics and so on. So I studied electrical engineering right after college. And I was also very driven, very passionate, very ambitious about my whole life situations. When I started my degree, I was basically also fascinated by numbers, by algorithms, by statistics and so on. So it was all pretty amazing for me. And I also would say I was a good student, maybe not the best student, but one of the best, I would say. And as I said, I was always ambitious. So I also worked in the Silicon Valley for a while, for some months for an internship, but came back to Germany and started my first software engineering job at 21. And yeah, it was a fun time. I already made good money for my age and already then got promoted, I think, when I was 24. Got promoted to senior software engineer. Yeah, and I had also various roles in the company I was with until I now turned 30. But whatever, with COVID, I got the chance to work completely remotely and I choose to live here, in the countryside, in a very rural area, which I really like. And I think in my personal situation, this was a very big advantage. This was a very big improvement of my life quality. So yeah, actually, I prepared my resignation already in 2019, but then postponed it because the new way of work was so pleasant to me that it was all right for me. Yeah, I already had my resignation already printed out, showed it to my parents, said to them, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I don't know what's next and so on. But then COVID came and I decided to not do that, which I don't know. In hindsight, maybe it was a good decision, maybe not. I don't know. And I also tried indie hacking. So basically smaller startups that you just have by yourself. I made some money, but nothing really substantial. But in general, I was happy in the place I was with. We are working on cutting edge technologies, and that's pretty fascinating. If you work in Germany, you're working along with the best people there are in the car industry. So I really liked working with those people. It was amazing time. But actually, that's when I realized that's what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to solve problems for them or solve their problems for them. And this can be through a smaller website or tool or whatever, or through, for example, video. And that's also the reason why I started this YouTube channel. Because it's fun and I like to help people. And before you say you're just here for the hype of the Doobie and Doobie, or what he is called, of course, this is basically a trend-jacking video. But all the credits go to Doobie. And to be honest, I want to reach as many people with this video as possible, of course, because this also influences people positively. That's my hope. But of course, I don't make money out of this, so I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, so I cannot even turn ad monetization on, so I won't make any money from this, if you're worried about. But although I'm speaking from my heart. I need a script where I wrote down some of the bullet points that I want to talk about, as you may have seen, so I'm not as good as him, yeah. Okay, but now let's come to the crucial point of this video. What I don't like about my job or any corporate job in general. So first up is the meeting culture. So it's pretty crazy. It's for outside people, it's completely crazy how this works. So basically you're sitting in meetings all day and then you're trying to think of ways how to produce more meetings. And then you just have a full calendar blown up with all the meetings, and that's your work. And this is not really fulfilling. You're not helping anybody. You're just showing visibility to the management. And this is not helping anybody, to be honest, in my opinion. Also, another point is the impact you will have. So, of course, in a very big company, you will only be a very small wheel. So you will never have the chance to change something big, even in higher management. There's so many people who are just expecting something from you. So you're just reacting. You're not acting, actually. And nobody will say, oh, thanks God, you have done this and that. So I already got more appreciation for my last videos, and I have 200 subscribers than throughout my whole career, basically, because you also don't know, people will compliment you, and it's not really a compliment. They're just saying things to make you feel happy, or it's not a really honest world, in my opinion. And also job security is another point. So I always thought my job would be there for forever because it was like this in the last 40 years. This is not the case anymore, and I probably will be laid off in next year. I highly assume that. That's just how it is. It has nothing to do with myself or with my colleagues, or it's just how it is. The industry is moving, shifting, and there is not enough money in the system anymore for the German car industry. Okay, so next point is people, which sounds a bit confusing, but actually I really like the people I worked with on a personal level. But you have to imagine if you're 21 and the latest older person is over 30, there will always be a gauge app. And since we haven't hired in the last few years because of the economic situation, the people are also not getting younger, or the average is not getting younger by just hiring new grads. So we are just basically a very old company, and still there is a large age gap. I would say it's not as big as it was before, but still. And also the fact they have way more pressure, so they are running around in the office all day and showing how busy and important they are. This is just not my type. I'm not that guy, to be honest. So at least in the German industry, it's very conservative. So you can just go your way up as a manager. So that means you cannot simply do work better and then get paid more. You have to take on more responsibility. And it depends. I don't really like to be that person. I don't like managing people and telling them what to do and so on. It's not my thing. I mean, I could do it if I wanted to, but actually I don't want to be honest. So another point is that you have very high competition. So a lot of Germans like to be engineers, and there is not so much industry as in the US for engineers. So that means basically you have a lot of people who are pushing into industry, and that is also reflected in the salary. And talking about salary, you have certain salary levels, which is usually very fixed. So you just get promoted through the years, basically. Another point is also working for somebody else. So I think software engineers, if they are good, they would have plenty of opportunities to work for somebody else or just being self-employed. But so usually turns out the not so good ones end up at the big companies, in my opinion. So as long as you're employed in a corporate path, it requires you to stay within this track. So there is not really time to do something outside of work, to be honest. And also it's not allowed, at least in Germany, it's like this. It's not really allowed to have other contracts and so on. And so in general, you are highly depending on your boss. Some bosses may like you, some not, which can also be a kind of problem. Okay, then the next point is the anti-business mindset in Germany specifically. So we have a lot of people here, completely crazy for outside Germany people, but we have people here that are not really thinking in business terms. And I also talked to some friends about this, and I think some people, or we as Germans, sometimes as a collective don't really have the feeling or the understanding how economy works. And a lot of people work just for the government, and they just do what they are told to and don't ask any questions. And at the end of the day, basically these people, which is, in my opinion, majority of the people, don't really care if any industry is gone. And this, from speaking from engineering terms, this is not a self-healing or self-regulated system. So it can turn out into socialism pretty quickly. Next point is also return to office and the office life in general. In the beginning, I had a lot of problems with being at the office and in an ugly city all day. But of course, this all changed with remote work, but maybe it will be enforced in the future. Especially, we have seen it with Elon Musk. So basically, they are trying to get people out of the company, increase the churn rate without paying any severance packages. So also another point is the content creation. So I really like to think outside of the box and do things like this, for example. But in Germany, this is not appreciated at all. First at a company, also not, and for people in general. So there were just people passing by and seeing this camera on the stone and things, and they are asking, "Oh, what are you doing? Oh, content? Are you recording?" Things like that. So it can be very difficult sometimes. And also, if people would see this from corporate, they would probably ask, like, "Oh, what is he doing with 100 subscribers? That's embarrassing." And also, filming in office is not allowed. So day in the life is not possible. You won't ever see a day in a life video of me working in the office. Yeah, and it's quite sad because this would be actually a free promotion for the company. But they are also not thinking in these business terms, and yeah, it's just the way it is sometimes. And also adding to this management point, there is also these management people are usually, I don't really even know what they are doing. They are just handing over from the upper level requirements or decisions through. And I would probably also say company would just work fine with 60-70% people less of this kind. And also in the events of the layoff, so every manager says, "Oh, blah blah blah, I'm not this guy, I will stand up against the upper management," and so on. And in the end, they are just handing through the decisions and pushing them through, and that's basically it. Of course, it's their job, but also it's a question if this is necessary. And okay, but now let's come to the end of the video. Why this video? To inspire others that a tech layoff is not the end of the world, and also to display this situation to the outside world. And also another point, so the German car industry it's the highest paying industry in Germany. And of course they can also search for the best talents in this industry. But a lot of people are there who envy people in this industry, and they won't pity them for the downfall of this industry. And they even have a spitefulness towards the people who are then unemployed. But the truth is that the German car industry could, like in the last years, could hire the most talented people. But whatever, that's a topic for another video. Okay, but what's next? I don't really know, to be honest. Maybe I will just take a break. Maybe I will do a complete career switch. But to be honest, I really like doing these videos right now. It's fun. But for now, I would say I have also faith in my abilities. So I would probably also get another job in this industry, I would say. Maybe not, like the high paying and stuff like this, but it's a question with this video. It's a question if I really wanted to, or if I do something different, career switch and so on. And to be honest, right now, I really like pushing out these videos, which is kind of fun. But to be honest, I don't think I have the skills or the appearance of a big influencer. But what is nice is that through filming or through these videos, you learn a lot about filmmaking, editing, production, and also speaking, which I'm trying to improve with every video. But so I think I will continue on this path, whatever comes next. And yeah, also to be honest, if nobody watches these videos, it's also doesn't make that much fun. So if you like the video, make sure to like the video. And I hope this video also helped you through tough times. And you know that tough times never last. Okay, and because this video is probably already long enough, I would say let's come to an end. I would say I see you around. I will probably do some videos about ChatGPT and AI in the next weeks, and also some other AI APIs and how to use them. So subscribe if you are interested in these kind of videos. So I would say happy coding, peace out, and see you next time.
You think that this life's made for a king.